Welcome back to Digi Bros.
We're seeing the fucking rad ass cutscene.
We're learning the story.
Oh shit!
Of this.
Oh fuck! I love that you see like Zelda in the castle with the actual knights and shit.
Yeah.
Like this is a real castle. She's a real like queen right now.
Yeah, this game does a lot more to make. The
She feels a lot more like
real.
a badass queen in this game than just like some whatever princess. Even if she is still kidnapped at the very beginning. She was ready to fucking hold her shit, man.
Don't they
Motherfucking
show
Zan.
her
Here
in
we
a
go.
castle in Wind Waker with knights?
Do they?
I got
Isn't she
knights
like
for
frozen
you.
in stone with like a bunch of knights that are frozen in stone underwater?
No, that's the king.
Yeah.
Oh,
Zelda's Tetra.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tetralogy.
Shade's brain explodes. Yes.
This
Time
guy.
for you to choose, surrender or die. Fucking
Um,
Zant.
One of the things that I think that guy is the biggest criticism that Matthew Matos has had of this game. Because the whole game he's like this threatening villain,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden he just
turns out he
throws
was
a tantrum at some point, and it's like, what the
Because
fuck?
he was full of shit the whole time. He actually doesn't.
Right.
He's just like this pawn that Ganon put into power, like just because he was easy to manipulate and like had similar desires. Which is great because it's like it's interesting to see that he used this menacing thing and then it turns out he's just some bitch boy.
I don't know if I'd consider that interesting.
I like it.
You like it?
I like the multiple layers of villains in this game.
We should watch Matthew Matos' video on this game together. Bond.
Have I not seen it?
I doubt it. It's like 45 minutes long.
Yeah, but I feel like you probably would have forced me to watch it.
No.
Boom! No, Hyrule's burning.
Matthew Matos' Zelda videos were his first ones. I don't think they're his best videos. And also, they came out at a time when there's no way you would have sat through a 45-minute video.
Okay.
You leaving, Shade?
Yep.
He left us?
Play Path of Exile.
He left us? He left us? He left us?
No.
But that's not.
And now Zelda's trapped in the Twilight.
Twilight, I only meant to stay a while.
Then they have their title misdirect of Zelda being the Twilight Princess when we know she's not the Twilight Princess. It's Zelda.
Oh.
Why are you so sad, Zelda? Better get it together. Whatever, she looks cool.
Dancing in my mind.
Say something.
Shade disappeared, and
Shade's
I got
gone.
distracted reading this chat real quick.
You're reading things.
Well, technically, I'm supposed to be on the pub crawl right now.
No.
But, I was like, well, Victor seems really into Twilight Princess, and we really need more videos because we're about to go to Otakon and probably won't have
Oh, true.
enough
that
videos
will take
to
a chunk
last
out of our
through.
time.
because we only got, let's see.
We still have like over a week.
All right, we've got 3 more Splatoon videos, and we've probably recorded 1, 2, 3, 4 total Zelda videos. So we have enough to last us up until Otakon. We need 3 more videos if we want to make it through Otakon with all of our videos scheduled.
Oh shit. Guards are coming. We gotta get the fuck out of the Twilight. Oh, I guess we got through a window.
I don't feel too bad about missing pub crawl because A, I don't have any alcohol, and
True.
B, I wouldn't have anything to talk about anyways.
Yeah.
If I didn't have anything for Digi Bros, I
to talk
definitely don't have anything for pub crawl. But we've been doing fine with this playthrough. The reason I say
Yeah,
I didn't have
Shade
anything
was
for
here.
Digi Bros is we just did the last 3 episodes of Splatoon earlier tonight, which was a nightmare.
Yes.
The final boss was an absolute incorrigible.
I love the slight green tint on Link's face with his fur. It's cool, man. He's a cool looking dog. He's like tattoos and shit. It's awesome.
Man, Digi Bros has been going for almost half a year now. Did you know that?
Wow.
It's been almost 6 months.
Yeah, it's great. We gotta keep it up. Keep it up.
Could you possibly name all the Digi Bros games?
Not right now. I can't think.
It was Sonic Adventure 2,
Dark Souls,
No.
Kirby.
Kirby.
I don't know in order, but
Well, okay. It's easier in order because then you can keep track of what you've
Nope.
said. It was
Oh,
Sonic Adventure 2,
shit.
Kirby 64, the still unreleased House of the Dead Overkill.
true.
We only recorded 3 episodes of that, which are sitting on my hard drive, like after Kirby. So those are ancient now. But we didn't really talk about much in them because we were kind of just distracted by the game. So I don't know if that'll ever be continued. What was after House of the Dead? What was after Kirby?
Dark Souls.
Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Snap. Yeah.
That
That was great.
I'm trying to remember what the first Digi and Friends was. I could always just bring this up, but I'm trying to do it from memory. There was another thing before Dark Souls that was just me and you, right? Between Pokemon
think
Snap
so.
and Dark Souls? There had to be. Oh, Zelda, Ocarina of Time.
Oh, right.
Come on,
obviously,
man.
Yeah. That was the big one.
It's the big one.
Oh, it's the big one.
I don't know why that's.
I gotta get the Sword and Shield.
Yeah, it's been Pokemon Snap, Kirby 64, Little Big Planet, Star Fox 64, Star Fox Assault, Ocarina of Time, Crash Bandicoot, Super Mario 3D World, Star Fox Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, Lily Child of Geos, Dark Souls, Earthbound,
Boom.
and Splatoon, and now Twilight Princess. That's quite a library, quite a repertoire, close to 20 games. And then there's the one-offs we did, like the Xbox 361, the Mario Power Tennis, Pokemon Snap's original, and Nerf Rebel, Tic-Tac-Toe.
It's true. You know what I want to say about this game is that we often complain about this beginning part and how it's too slow and shit. Now I'm playing it right now. I'm like, man, fuck that. This is fun. Like I enjoy this, and I think it contributes to the overall pace of the game in terms of its full scale and its full length, because this part feels like the Fellowship of the Ring to me. Like it's starting off slow in the village and it's building up slowly, but the game is this humongous, epic game, and it's like it's appropriate for the pacing of the game for it to start off so slow, and it doesn't just immediately put you into this grand scale epic adventure. Like you gotta take your time with it.
That's obviously what they were going for.
Yes.
I
And
just
I
think
enjoy
it's
it.
fucking boring. Like I like the whole part where you're in the village at the
Yes.
beginning and you're doing the tasks for everybody, because I've always loved starting villages in games, because
Yes.
when you get to a starting village, they typically want you to do everything there. They want you to get really acquainted with it, talk to everybody, and like really know your way around. And that's what always gets me immersed in a game, is when I've talked to all the people, I've done things for them, I've like, I know who they are more or less. And so it's like I always tell that story about how when I played Skyrim, like I spent 2 hours in Whiterun just talking to people and doing everything there, and then once I started the actual game, I was like, oh, this is boring,
Yeah.
because it was like an immediate disconnect where it didn't feel like anything I had just done in Whiterun like mattered outside of Whiterun. But I like the part of this where you're talking to all the villagers. That's fine, and it's a tutorial, cool. Then you
Yeah.
turn into a dog and just like have this weird fucking sequence inside the castle that was like, what was that? Like
Hey,
it's
you
not
had to
really
escape the castle.
fun when you're like doing it in the waterway and like you're pulling levers and shit and there's insect things attacking you. Like this part's cool again. But it's like,
Yeah.
why wasn't this just the introduction to the dog? Why the whole entire
Well, you had to meet Zelda and all
half-hour
that.
castle segment?
And you introduce, using your senses and dog combat and things like that.
I guess, but like
It was more tutorial.
it just feels so disconnected. Like it has nothing to do with the game you're playing. Like
But it's
suddenly
that's
you're
the,
in this other
that's the
place.
point of the game, is that you're in the Twilight world.
Eh.
That's the idea. You were captured by the Twilight guys and thrown into the castle, probably because they saw that you had the Triforce on you. And so they capture Link, and that's where you meet Zelda, and that's the game.
I don't know, man. Just feels like if you're trying to do the whole humble beginnings thing, then suddenly jarringly taking you out of the village to do some other shit, like, kind of kills that vibe. You know?
Man.
And then you come back to the village and you're like, oh, I'm still here. This is still happening. Like, what was the whole castle thing about?
About
I
finding
just think
Zelda.
it could have been handled in a way that would flow better. Like, what if you got turned into a dog and you had no idea why? And you just ran around doing this whole thing, like, whoa, why the fuck am I a dog? What's going on? And then, like, once you'd, like, escaped, then you figure out why. You know,
Well,
like,
I mean,
after
you
the
had
opening
to
section.
meet Midna and get her
You
thing.
could have met her in the village. They didn't have to take you to a fucking castle that
We
has
had to-
nothing to do with anything. Like,
But then why? What is Midna's motivation for helping me in like being my friend?
I don't know, come up with something. Like,
And you're breaking the game, man.
I just think that the idea of putting you suddenly in this weird castle with all these waterways and being confused and not knowing why you're there and just being like,
'Cause you're
what is this
captured.
ugly, weird world that's not fun to play because I'm a dog now, has nothing to do with any of the mechanics you just got taught. Like, you spent like an hour learning all these mechanics for playing Link, and then suddenly you're a dog doing something that has nothing to do with Link.
Yeah, but you're learning the mechanics of the dog.
And then you come
use
back-
both of them.
And you do all this stuff, and it's like, well, why wasn't this the lesson in what to do as a dog? It feels redundant. Like, this was all teaching you stuff that
No,
you've
I mean
just
this is
been
using
taught.
the stuff that I just got taught.
But they're
It's
telling
not
you what to
teaching
do. She's literally telling you what to do. She's like, oh, those people are talking. Sneak past them. Oh, there's the shield
Well,
right
you
up
didn't
there.
learn
Go
sneaking
get it.
before.
So, like, it just feels like it's two different tutorial sections. And one of them, this one, makes perfect sense because it's like, oh, it's all the people I just met, but their perspective on me is different because I'm a wolf now. That's cool. What a cool idea. The castle part, not that cool. And then you go to the damn forest temple and it still feels like a tutorial and it's just like, geez, man, how long is this game going to be fucking teaching me shit? I just want to play the game.
You're playing the game. It just happens to be learning while you play the game.
It's like if in the Fellowship, like, Gandalf constantly, like, popped up as an icon and explained the significance of every single thing you saw.
Yeah, you can just skip the dialogue.
Yeah.
You know it's a tutorial, just go A.
Now you've got the fucking Hobbit song stuck in my head.
Yes.
What a good movie. It's been quite a while since I watched The Lord of the Rings live. I think I'm about due for a Lord of the Rings watch. It's just so fucking tiring to try to watch all three of them.
Pick up the sword. Yeah, I got my sword and my shield. Alright.
You know what I actually
She
did?
did alright too.
I read a book. I read a book.
Yeah, well, a whole book.
Log Horizon,
Hey!
Volume 1.
You read it.
I read the whole thing.
Yeah?
I bought it, and I said, I'm gonna read this whole fucking thing, and then I did.
Sweet.
That's
Not really
the
a book,
first.
it's a light novel.
It's the first time it's happened in probably like 5 years
Holy shit.
that I've read a book that
Yeah.
I bought. I own plenty of light novels I have not read. I've never read Spice and Wolf Volume 1.
I
read
bought
like
some books
10
in the last 5
pages.
years. I think I've only read like half of them.
Never finished. I bought Marduk Scramble, which is 3 books in one,
Uh-huh.
and I never finished the first book of the 3. Even though I was really into it, I never finished it. The first
Oh
book
shit, we're about to meet some spirits.
of the 3. I got Chronicles of the Black Company, read about 40 pages of that.
Oh shit.
I got Thomas Pynchon's Against the Day, read maybe 30 pages of that, if that. So, I bought The Plague by Albert Camus, and did not read it at all. I think The Stranger by Camus was like the last book that I bought and read all the way through. And that was in like 2012 probably, so 3 years ago.
Dead.
Unless there was another one since then, but I think
Right.
that was it. And that's like a fucking 90-page book. Like, you could read that shit in like 3 hours, tops. It's about how long it took me to read Log Horizon, book 1. It was very short.
Wait, you're missing some majestic shit, man. Yes, I purified the spring. Wait, these dudes are rad.
Have you read any books since The Way of Shadows
Yeah.
trilogy? What books have you read?
Well, I don't think I completed it, but I know I read like at least half of the Hunger Games. I read the first 4 chapters of Game of Thrones. I read half of the Charlie Manson book. I read half of No Country for Old Men. I feel like
Was
there's
that the
a couple
novel or the
others.
screenplay?
The novel.
Okay.
I think I read a couple screenplays.
That doesn't
classes.
count. It's not books.
It's the same difference.
And you read it for school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's been
I
a
bought...
different book.
There's like a whole bunch of books I have on my
I
shelf
read some
that I just
Dean
never
Koontz books
cracked.
after I read The Way of Shadows.
I read like back in like 2010 or 2011, I read All You Need Is Kill, which is the book that became Live, Die, Repeat.
Oh shit!
What's it called? Edge of Tomorrow. And then that book was released by Heike Soru, which is this Japanese novel print that Viz started up at the time. And so I bought The Lord of the Sands of Time from that imprint. Never touched it. I'm looking at my book collection, but it's too dark for me to actually make out what any of the books
I actually
are.
read The Secret.
Oh, you read The Secret?
I read The Secret.
How long was that? And how long ago?
I don't know. It was probably like senior year in high school.
Oh, so it was
It's
like
alright.
a while ago.
It's exactly what you fucking expect it to be.
right.
Just like positive things. This is not any more enlightening
Explain-
than like sitting for an afternoon and thinking about stuff.
Explain why The Secret is relevant while I go look at my book.
Oh,
Like, why do you care? Why
you'd
do you
be a
have it?
better job of explaining that.
You
The
do
Secret was my dad's thing. He got really into The Secret and he did stuff. Man, I'm playing this game. I can't explain this. Explain the fucking Secret.
it? I'm over here.
Oh my god. No, nobody cares about your books. Come back.
I'm trying to figure out what the last book I read was.
That's completely irrelevant.
I think I figured it out. I think the last...
Look at how fucking rad this thing looks, man.
I think that the last book I bought and read completely, other than Log Horizon, was How to Archer, the Archer
oh god,
book,
the Archer book.
which was probably 3 years ago, whenever I watched Archer. But yeah, which was not that good. The book, I mean, because it was basically exactly like watching Archer, but if Archer was the only character,
Yeah.
and he was just explaining things to you.
I would only want to read it
Which
if it were
gets
narrated
tiring.
by Archer.
Yeah, if it was H. John Benjamin
Yes.
narrating it, that'd be pretty great. I mean, I read it with his voice in my head the whole time.
Yeah.
But like,
It's not the same though.
yeah. Only recommended if you're really into Archer
Yes.
and you haven't watched the show in a while.
Oh fuck.
Because that was the thing. Like, I marathoned 3 seasons of Archer, and by the end of season 3, like, the jokes had gotten repetitive enough that I was kind of like,
Yeah.
okay,
it's a
I
little
get it.
old.
And like, and so reading the book, which is the same jokes, like, was okay. I
Yeah.
fucking get it. you
My only
know?
problem with Archer is that there's just never character development, but it kind of like fakes like it's gonna go there, but then it doesn't,
Right.
and you're just kind of like, eh.
The only
Nothing's happening.
The only really great part of the book is he explains his entire method for using and abusing casinos, which he kind of does a little bit in the show, but he doesn't do like the full-blown version.
Yeah.
So then in the book he does like he explains the entire thing. It's pretty fucking hilarious. But other than that, not really recommended. Log Horizon was pretty good, but light novels are too expensive. Because a light novel now, like the Yen Press ones that they're putting out, are $15. And that like defeats the point of a light novel. Like, light novels are supposed to be these tiny little disposable pieces of entertainment, you know?
Yeah.
They're probably like $5 in Japan. As far as I understand, like, manga and light novels are cheap in Japan, which is why there's so many of them. Because they're made on the cheap, they're released on the cheap, kids buy them, you know, it's like teenagers who read this shit, right?
Yeah.
So, like,
Fuck.
releasing it for $15 here is like weirdly expensive for the amount of content you're actually getting. Like,
Yeah.
it's a 200-page book in, you know, 12-point spaced font that's like, I read it in less than 4 hours, you know, and like there's gonna be a bunch of them. It's like an ongoing series.
Yeah.
The first novel of Log Horizon covers the first 4 episodes of the show.
Oh god.
So, you know,
Yeah, it usually turns like a light novel, goes about 4 episodes.
but the thing about Log Horizon in particular is that like a lot of light novels go for the like each book is kind of a self-contained story that feeds into the greater narrative. Log Horizon feels like chapter 1 of a regular sized book. You know, it doesn't feel like a story, it just feels like the opening chapter of a story.
Yeah.
Because Log Horizon is pretty much continual. Like, it's always telling, like, it has arcs, but like no one arc on its own is interesting. It's interesting because of the world building and how it fleshes out this expansive world. Whereas, like, you know, the Boogie Pop novels, which I've had since, you know, forever, like, were like the first book was completely self-contained. You didn't need to read a second book to appreciate it. It was like, it was entirely entertaining by itself. Or like Zaregoto by Nisio Isin, or like any of those older light novels where like the first book was entertaining by itself. Log Horizon by itself would be a shitty book.
Yeah.
Like, it's only good because of what you know is going to happen later, or if you read a bunch of books. Like,
Yeah.
it evolves and gets interesting. So, like, the idea of releasing what feels like the first chapter as its own book, it just feels asinine. And for it to be $15, which is the price I would pay for a full book, you know,
Yeah.
like, if I wanted to go buy a fucking Game of Thrones book or something, it would probably be $15, you know?
True.
And by the end of a book of Game of Thrones, even though that's also a continuous narrative, you know, there would have been some kind of political upheaval,
Yeah.
someone
It's
would have
structured
died, you
to
know?
be, you know,
Right.
a single story.
Yeah. Whereas, like, Log Horizon was literally the opening act.
Yeah.
You know, it would be just like watching Log Horizon the show, but there's only the first 4 episodes, you know, like, which aren't even that great. I will say that the novel is better than the first 4 episodes of the show, but only in certain ways. And I want to do a whole review on that, so I'm not going to get too into it. But anyway, that's it for this episode of Digi Bros.
Hey, we're doing the light vessel thing.